Hello everyone, welcome to Seidat Basic User Training webinar. Today I'm going to show you the basics of Seidat and how to utilize Seidat when you're making presentations or sending them to your colleagues or maybe customers. First, I'm going to give you a little tour of the webinar. So today we're going to go through these things in an hour. First, we're going to go through the best practices for utilizing Seidat while presenting. Then I'm going to go through presentation editing, management, and the actual moment of presenting. Then we're going to go through how Seidat is used in different presentation situations. So this might be when you're sharing your materials, or also it might be when you're actually presenting. And lastly, if we have time, we're also going to go through shortly how your presentations are viewed. So basically, this means that we're going to check in the analytics. Before all of this, I'm going to introduce myself, and then I'm also going to introduce to you what Seidat is in a nutshell. So first, my name is Ojapuska. I'm going to be the host of this webinar today. I work as a customer success manager here at Seidat, and my mission here is to make sure that our customers are happy and stay happy. Feel free to network with me in LinkedIn. I can be found there with this same name that you can see on the screen. And before I continue with Seidat, I would like to tell you that this webinar is going to be recorded. So if you don't have all of your colleagues here today, you can send out the recording to them afterwards, or also if you have to leave before the webinar ends, you can also then check this out later on. The chat will be open during the whole webinar, so if you want to ask some questions, please write them there and I will answer them shortly. And if you want to, you can also test all of these things during the webinar. So if you have two screens, please utilize them. Open Seidat in another and watch what I'm doing in another. So maybe you'll learn by doing better. All right. So what is Seidat? Not everybody maybe knows what Seidat is, so I'm just going to keep this short. If you're more interested in what Seidat is, please just register and start using. But in a nutshell, Seidat is a cloud-based slide deck platform. With Seidat, you can create presentations, but you can also do much more. So basically, you're also able to present your presentations with Seidat and Seidat only. So basically, what that means is that you don't need screen sharing softwares, for example, Google Meet, Zoom, Teams, whatever you're using. You can present with just talking on the phone, or maybe having even a short text conversation and then just giving out the Seidat presentation through Seidat without sharing your screen. You're also able to share your presentations with Seidat, and all you need to do with that is just to create a link for your presentation and then send that away. So no need to download anything. Your customers won't need to download any PDFs. You don't need to create one because everything will be shared just with a link. You can also manage your presentations very easily with Seidat. This is not something that we're going to go through in more depth today. We have an admin training webinar for that purpose, and that can be found on our website. And also, we are having the webinar in 2 months again. So if you want to wait till that time, you can wait, or then you can just get the recording from our webinars page on our website. With Seidat presentations, you are also able to analyze how people view them. So basically, if you send out the Seidat presentation to your customer or prospect, you will be able to know if they have opened it. And let's say that you're doing sales with these presentations, you probably are also doing offers. And for offers, we also offer a feature which is called e-sign, and that makes it easy to sign all your documents. So basically signing all your presentations and using them as offers. Seidat can be used for many things. In the bottom corner, you can see typical use cases. But if you're using Seidat for something else, feel free. We are not here to discriminate. Most of you have probably used presentations just to tell about your company. But what we feel is that you should use presentations in all parts of your sales process. So here is an example of a sales process where presentations are used in the first touch with the customer. So basically, when you're contacting them, for example, through LinkedIn, you can just send a short link that says, hey, this is what our company is, maybe you're interested, and then in the link you will have a nice visual presentation that the other person doesn't have to download. Then you get a meeting from that. You can say that to present to your customers or prospects what your company is all about and why should they buy your product. Let's say that then they are very interested in your product and then they want some, I don't know, a little bit of extra information, so it's easier for them to go through all of these things in their own company. Then you can just send a link with your Seidat presentation, and then it's easier for the customer to use these materials within their company. During that time, you are also able to see if the customer or the prospect actually opened the presentation, or if anybody in their company opened the presentation. And then maybe you're able to know if they're really interested or not. Seidat can be also used for closing the sale. So basically, with the e-sign feature, you're also able to sign the documents and make your presentation an offer. And all these things can be part of your marketing processes. So normally you just have a presentation that is separate from all your marketing automation softwares and tracking things and all of that. But with Seidat, as it is cloud-based platform, you are also able to have your, for example, presentation creation automated. So you can put HubSpot, LinkedIn, Google Ads, whatever you like, to your Seidat team, and then you get so much more from your presentations. All of these things that I just mentioned are not, we're not going to go through them today. So we're just going to continue with basic user training, so how to create materials and share them. But if you're more interested in all of those things, I would say that go to our website, check the webinar section, and admin training would be better for that. Now, you have a presentation. You're most likely used to having pictures, text, maybe videos in your presentations, but Seidat offers a variety of content options. So, for example, you can add videos to your presentations, but you can also add websites, panorama pictures, 3D products, GIFs, whatever it is that you need to specify to your customers that why should they buy your product. My own personal favorite here is this thing. So basically, we have embedded a website to our presentations, and this is a calendar for our salespeople. So if you have a short company presentation or sales presentation where you're just gonna say that, hey, this is our product, maybe you're interested, well, book a meeting with us, and then they can do it immediately straight from the presentation. So this is now an embedded website, which works just like a normal website. You can also embed your own websites there. The limit doesn't exist, basically. Then, if you use Seidat, you don't have to have a laptop. Most likely you're used to having a laptop that you use for presenting presentations, but with Seidat, you don't need to do that. So all presentations that you create with Seidat are going to be scaled so that they look beautiful on each device you're using. You can share your presentations with your phone, and you can watch your presentations with your phone. And the presentation will actually look good instead of just having a small box of presentation in the big phone screen. One special feature about Seidat that people are normally not used to is also this overview. So basically, this allows salespeople, speakers, me, webinar host at the moment, to be in charge of what page we're going to see next. So basically, what you see on the left is the thing that I see at the moment. So I see my full webinar presentation in front of my eyes. And if I want to switch to another slide that is not next to the slide that I'm going to be showing, I can just pick that slide, and then you will be seeing that slide. This makes it easier for the person who is talking to just have the slides within the conversation, as part of the conversation. And if the conversation goes to another direction that the person wasn't ready for, they can just switch to another slide, and then it will seem that they have been preparing for this presentation or this sales meeting, for example, really well. And this overview can be seen with any presentation you're showing just by clicking O button from your keyboard. So right now, if you are in your Seidat team, you want to try this out, just play any presentation and press O button and you will be able to see the overview. Lastly, we have smart slides. So smart slides is a feature that other presentation platforms don't have. Smart slides mean slides that are connected. So basically, I might have a company deck in my Seidat team. I have a reference page in my company deck. In the reference page, there is a lot of logos of my customers. And one of my customers is saying that, hey, Emma, we changed our logo. Can you please change it also to your sales materials? Well, of course, I can do that. Now, if I would not be using smart slides, I would have to go through all the presentations that I'm using and then one by one clicking and switching the logo to a new one. But with Seidat, if I'm using smart slides and this logo or reference slide is a smart slide, I can just update the new logo to one of the slides and then it will be updated in all the presentations where this slide was used. So this is really useful for example, reference slides, also company information slides, or any slides that need to be updated from one place to all presentations, but don't need to be updated to each presentation every time you present. Then I guess we can continue by actually moving forward and going inside our training team, and I'm going to show you in practice how to use Seidat. Once again, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask them. You can ask them in our chat, or then you can just open up your mic and ask out loud, but then it will be in the recording. But yeah, let's start. This is the front page of my Seidat team at the moment. You all most likely have the same starting page if you have not yet created any presentations. So basically what we have here is 4 presentations that we offer to all of our customers for free. So these are just templates you can utilize and change to your own information. First, we're going to go through how to create a presentation. There is 3 ways of doing that. And first, we're going to go through how to import presentations from PowerPoint. Most likely, at the moment, you have some presentations that you have already used before starting to use Seidat, and those might be in PowerPoint. And maybe there is some good content you want to utilize in your Seidat presentations. You will simply press this button, import PowerPoint, and then you are able to choose the PowerPoint file from your computer which you want, and then you can upload it to your Seidat team. There are 3 different modes. So basically, if you want to be able to edit the presentation, so for example, change the text, move the pictures within the slide, then you're gonna be taking the mode first, so editable slides, or then the second mode, editable slide with text as images. If you just need the PowerPoint presentation and you don't need to do any edits to it, then you can press slide as screenshots, but this is something that you most likely won't need, but it's there in case you need it. That is one way of creating a new presentation. The second way is by duplicating the presentations you already have in your team. So let's say that I really like this company deck template, but I would like to keep it as a template and I wouldn't want to make any edits to this existing template. Then I would simply just duplicate this presentation by pressing this button and then naming it again. So company deck, this is going to be Emma's copy. And now I'm going to change the tags so that they make sense to me. So I'm going to take the templates tag away and add my name tag here. Now, this is what I want. I'm okay with this. Duplicate presentation. And now it's here. Now, these presentations are something that everyone in your Seidat team can see. So, for example, if my teammate Jori or Suvi is coming and logging in inside our Seidat team, they can all see these 5 presentations. And now, if I want to do my own presentations so that nobody else can see them, I am able to switch the presentations access level. So basically, all presentations are always shown to everybody unless you change the access level. The access level can be changed from pressing this button, so the little dudes from here, and then now we have here maximum team access, which is editing. So basically everyone with editing rights can edit this presentation. Now I press the 3 little dots here, and if I want to hide this presentation, I'm gonna choose no access hidden presentation. Now it shows that I am the only user of this presentation. And if I want to add a colleague, so for example, Jori here, and I want to also give Jori editor rights of this presentation, I can just update permissions. And now nobody else other than me and Jori are able to see this presentation. So that is one way to hide your presentations from other colleagues, or then just to keep them in private if you don't want them other people to be able to edit your own presentations. So those were the 2 ways of creating a presentation by utilizing existing materials. But you are of course also able to create a presentation that is fully blank and empty. If you want to do that, you simply press create presentation here, give it a name. So this is going to be Emma's presentation, as I have a good ideas for these names. I'm going to put tags. So I'm going to put Emma tag here. And also, let's say that this is going to be sales presentation. So I'm going to also put sales tag here. And now from presentation access, I'm going to be giving everybody else just viewing rights. So this means that all my other teammates are only able to view this presentation, but they cannot do any edits. Update permissions, create presentation, and now I have it here. When I want to start creating the presentation, I'm gonna press this button, so edit presentation, and now I have a blank page of presentation here. First, it will create you an empty slide here, and if we want to start by first creating the other slides and the presentation structure, we're gonna just skip this first and then create new slides. The idea with Seidat presentations is that you will not just create one line of slides. The idea is that you are going to be able to use this matrix structure. So this is an example of a sales deck. With sales deck, you're probably used to having just a line of slides that come after another, and then you always have to go through all of these slides, no matter who are you presenting to and no matter what are you talking about. But with this kind of matrix structure, you are able to have basically the pitch deck here. So first, what are you as a company? Then some questions, problem description, and so on. So this is the base of the presentation. And then if you want to go into more in-depth, you can go lower here. So need discovery might have many questions, but you don't always have to ask all the questions from all of these people. So you just will not go here. But if there's more, you need to ask more questions, then you can choose to go also down here. So now we have the blank presentation and we want to create a new sales deck. And we first create the structure. I'm going to start with this blank slide. I'm going to name it. So basically, you have to remember always to name your slides. Otherwise, it's going to be hard for you to find them later on. So naming is really important. And also, if you want to have analytics, for example, Google Analytics in your Seidat, you should name all your slides, because then it's way easier for you to follow the analytics. So now this is going to be a cover page presentation of the presentation, and next slide will be, for example, initial questions. This can be anything. Questions. Yes, there we go. Yes. So this can be anything. You can create the structure freely We are not going to be here to judge anybody, but you can also utilize these templates that we offer here, which already have a ready-made structure for all your needs. Now, let's go back to my new presentation, and I have just blank slides here. If I want to utilize other presentations that I have in the team, I am able to add individual slides of other presentations to this presentation. And I can do that by not pressing this plus sign, but pressing this little button on the left corner of a new slide. So now that I press here, it will open a slide bank on the right. And here I can see all the presentations that I have in my Seidat team. Here, I'm also going to be able to see all the smart slides that I have in my Seidat team in a separate folder. So, for example, if I would need now a new cover page, I don't want to use the one that I just created, which is blank. So I'm just going to go to my smart slides and I'm going to take this cover page from here and then go back and choose another presentation that has other slides that I would like to use. So for example, I can be choosing this sales deck template, and maybe I want to have my company deck or company information to this presentation also. I will just simply press insert copy here, and then mission vision also important, so they're going to be here. And that is how you can utilize your existing presentations in your old or your existing presentations in your new presentations. Now, let's say that this is not the structure that I wanted to have in my Seidat presentation. I can easily switch the structure of this presentation also afterwards. So now, if I want to move this cover page to be the first slide, I can simply press here and drag it all the way here. Now, the company slide will go below that. So then I just press this little X mark here and track it below that slide. And that is how you can track all the slides anywhere where you need. You just press here and it's there. You are also able to add slides from the slide bank wherever you want. So now I press this button here and I'm gonna choose this slide, and now I'm gonna be having it here. Simple as that. Basically, that is how you create a new presentation out of blank slides, or also using your existing slides. There's going to be one more thing we're going to go through before I go into editing a single slide. And it is how to utilize smart slides in this view. So right now we have here slides, and we have one smart slide here. And how do I know that one of these is a smart slide? Is that I can see here, there's this white triangle on the right-hand side of this presentation, and it means that this is a smart slide. So now, if I would make any edits to this slide, it will be first telling me that this smart slide is used in 2 presentations, and if I modify it, all these changes will be happening in also the other presentations. So that's how you see that it is a smart slide. And also, if you don't remember to look it from this view, you also will be notified when you start editing the slide. You are able to convert all the smart slides to normal slides, and you are also able to convert all the normal slides to smart slides. It can be done by pressing this slide options and now make smart slide. Now this will be also a smart slide. All right. Next up, we have how to edit a single slide. I'm gonna be editing this cover page, and I'm gonna do it so by pressing the pen here, and now I have a blank slide. Overall, in the left-hand side, you have all the elements. So if you want to add something to the page, you can find it from the left side. And then in the middle, you will have options for that element. And then on the right, you have properties of the slide. Firstly, we're going to start by adding a background for this slide. there is two options. You can add a background color. So here I'm gonna press this pink color, and now I have a pink slide. Well, maybe I want to utilize a background picture instead of the color. Then I'm just gonna be pressing here, set background image. Now here I have Seidat templates and background images, and then I'm just gonna choose whatever slide, whatever picture I want to add as a background of this slide. If there isn't the pictures that you want, you can also upload any picture from your computer or maybe from your social media channels, or maybe you have a cloud where you are storing all your pictures. You can simply add them from pressing the upload button and then choosing the source from the left side. All right, let's say that I have the picture that I want, which is gonna be this one. I'm gonna double click it, and now I have it as a background. Now I'm ready to add a title for my cover page. I'm gonna press add text, then choose the text style I want to have from here. So I pressed from the middle. Here you have all the text styles and fonts that you have in your team. And we're gonna take the title text and then write cover page. Now I didn't press it hard enough, so I'm gonna press it again. Here we have cover page extra bold. All right, this is now in 2 lines. I want to make this a little bit wider so it's in one slide, and now I have a title for my slide. Now, if I want to add any other elements in my page, I would add them from here. So here you can add images the same way as you have the background. You have all your images in this image bank, to which you can upload any other pictures from here. I'm just gonna add our logo here. So right here, your logo, and I'm gonna put it in the right-hand side corner like this, and now it is there. Then I want to add a shape, so I can put some text on top of the shape. First, I will move it, then make it a little bit bigger, change the color, and change the transparency. So you are also able to change the transparency of any shape by just dragging this thing here. This will make it easier for you to pop up your text. So if you have a picture as a background, the text might get hard to read. So I suggest that you put any shape here and then add the text on top of that shape. Now we're gonna have some information here. All right, this is a list that I want to make. I'm just gonna add bullets from here. Information, very important. And now I have a text on my cover page. Basically, everything you wanna do to your slide or wanna add to your slide, you're gonna add from left side, and we're gonna continue by adding a website. So now this is one of the interesting things you can do with Seidat if you talk about content. So I press this button that add iframe, and this basically means that now with iframe you can embed any slide or any websites you want to your presentation. So I'm gonna embed our own website. I'm gonna go write it here and then press enter, and now I have our website on this page. If I want to change the size, I'm just gonna drag these from here and make it the desired size. All right, now I have a slide that is ready to be used. Now I know that my colleagues are most likely going to be utilizing this slide too, and I would like to keep this same structure with inside the slide. So I wouldn't want them to be able to, for example, move the logo or move this transparent white shape. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to lock these elements. So this will make it easier for other people to utilize your slides if you want to keep the structure. First, I'm choosing the cover on the shape option here. Then I'm gonna go to the left side and find the element stack. Now here I see from this little blue dot that this is the right element, and I'm gonna press lock. Now, if I try to move it, I am not able to do that as it is locked. Same I'm gonna do with my logo. So here, lock, and now I cannot move the logo anywhere. Anybody can unlock any elements at the time if they have possibility to edit the presentation. Then they are also able to edit anything that you do here. So this locking is not gonna be forever if you let other people to edit your presentation. All right, now I'm ready. I'm gonna press save slide, and we have a new slide here. Next up, I might wanna add some links to this slide. Most likely you are used to having hyperlinks in your emails, your presentations, wherever you want to link something, you're gonna use hyperlink. Instead of that, we're using hotspots. So right here on left, we have slide hotspots tool. And as I press this, I am able to link any slide to this presentation or any slides within this presentation to each other. Or then I am also able to add any links that are external to this presentation slide. First, I'm gonna choose if I want to select a element that is gonna be leading me into the link, or if I want to select an area that is gonna be leading me into the link. First, I'm gonna choose selection tool and put the logo element here. And now first it says no action. And as I press it, I get two options. So either go to slide or external link. If I press go to slide here, it will open me this window. And from here, I should now press the slide I want people to go to if they now press my logo or your logo element on this slide. Then if I want to now use the area hotspot tool, so basically make an area a link, I'm just gonna paint through here and then choose external link. As I choose an external link, it will ask me to put any website here. I'm gonna once again utilize our own website. And then as I wrote it there, I'm gonna press enter. And now if anybody presses this area on this slide, they will be opening seidat.com link. I'm gonna press save slide. And if I wanna test out how this works, I'm just gonna press play presentation and then check here. Yes, now that I pressed your logo, it is leading me to the right page. And if I'm pressing anywhere from here, it is opening the link that I put there. So it works perfectly. Now I can also test out how the website works. So basically, this is just like a normal website. This is the same as our own website here in the browser, but it's inside the presentation. So it works the same way. If I want to see our webinars here, I will be leading to that page. So basically, works just like that. All right. Now everybody should be able to create a new presentation, add new slides, utilize old slides in new presentations, move slides within the presentation, create a slide with some very fancy content. So for example, websites. Next up, we're going to go through how to now share this presentation that you have just made. First, I want to go away from this page, so I'm going to press this button here and go back to the home page. Here again, I have all my presentations, and I'm going to pick the one that I want to use. let's say that I just now want to use the same presentation I just created as it's so beautiful. And first, if I want to just see how it looks like and maybe present to any person that is next to me in the room, I'm just gonna press here, play. And now it opens the presentation just like that. If I want to have it full screen, I'm gonna press F from my keyboard, and here I have the presentation. I can navigate through this presentation by scrolling with my mouse or then by pressing keyboard buttons. Those are the options you can do. And now if I want to go away from this, I have already showed my colleague everything I wanted. I'm just going to press here again and go back to the home page. So that is just how you look at the presentation and maybe show the content to person who is next to you. Now, if you have a sales meeting or any other meeting where you used to sharing your screen or maybe sharing your presentation in another screen other than your laptops, then we're gonna utilize the overview and also Seidat live. So first, let's go through a situation where you're having a distance meeting via Google Meet or maybe Teams or Zoom, and you want to present your materials easily. You're going to press here, share presentation, and then this one. So Seidat live. Now we have chosen to create a Seidat live link, which can be made or created by pressing this button. What this means is that now that you have your presentation in this link, you are able to send this link to anybody and then use the same link by yourself just to choose which slide you're going to be using. So now I created this link, I copied the link, and now I'm going to be sending the link in Google Meet or Teams or whatever in the chat to the person who I'm talking to. Now, when I send this link to the person in a chat, or I can even do it with an email if I want to by pressing this button here and putting the customer's email address here, or then just copying the link and send it in WhatsApp or text message, whatever. You can share it as in many ways and you can choose the one that you want to use. And now that I have sent this and I open the same presentation and the same link to my own browser, we're going to be looking at the same presentation and the same slide with the customer. So now the customer has opened the presentation in their browser from the link, and I have opened it with my browser from the same link. As we are now not utilizing any screen sharing, I can press the O button that I was talking to you about earlier. So now that I press O button from my keyboard, I can see this. At the same time, the customer is only going to be seeing this. So from this right side here on the bigger screen, you can see what the other person is seeing. And what I can do right now is I can jump over my slides. If I want to show this nice white blank slide, I can choose to show that. Now I want to go back to my company. I'm going to press this slide, and now it's going to be changing in the customer's screen too. So with this Seidat live link, you will not need any screen sharing platforms or softwares that you normally use. I also understand that sometimes you just want to use screen sharing for some reason, or somebody may be hesitant to open a link and you just want to use it. That is completely fine also. Then you will also create this Seidat link, open it, and now you can share this window to the customer and then open the same presentation in your browser and press here. So now I have the same link as I previously used, but I'm sharing my screen. And as I'm sharing my screen, I'm going to be utilizing presenter window. So I'm going to press here, the little map here, and then I'm going to choose open presenter window. What this does is that it opens the overview to another window. And now if I switch slides from this, those will be also changed in this window. And if I'm sharing my screen, I want to be always sharing just one window. So that is the important thing that you should remember. If you share your screen, you share only one window, not the entire screen. Because if you all share your entire screen, the other person will be able to see all the pop-ups that come to your computer. Maybe you get a new email, you get a notification on the screen. The customer will be also seeing that. But if you share just one window, they can also only see that window. And then you can also easily open the presenter window and change the slides from there. Just like that. Also, the other possibility is that you are in a live meeting where you have your laptop, then you have a bigger screen. Then you can just simply create this link, copy the link, and then when you open this link, you can just drag this window to the other screen and then open the same link from here and then use the other window to go through the slides. So now as the presentation is opened with the live link, you can be the one who is changing the slides and the other window will be affected while you do that. Simple as that. Maybe you need some rehearsing before you start using this with your first customers, but once you do it once or twice, you will understand how easy it is. The trick behind this is that when you change slides, the other person sees them, but it also means that the other person cannot change the slides. So your customer will not be able to go through your presentation even if you send it as a link, as you are using Seidat Live. So Seidat Live is meant for online or offline or live presenting, and it is not meant for those situations where you want to send out material to your customers and make sure they can go through the materials by themselves without your help. But if we are in that situation where you want the customer to be able to go through the materials by themselves, you are not creating a Seidat Live link. Instead, you are creating a Seidat link. So the difference between these two links is that with Seidat Live, the presenter is the one who will choose on which slide we are, and with Seidat link, anybody can open the link and choose which slide to look at. Now, as we send out a Seidat link to a customer or any stakeholder, we want to give the link a name. Might sound stupid, but it will make sense really soon. So now I press this create new Seidat link and I want to name the link. Let's say that I'm sending this presentation to my colleague Tim. So I'm just gonna, in the private note section here, I'm just gonna write send to Tim and then maybe put the date here also so I know when we were talking about this. Now, why would I put that send to Tim? The reason is that once Tim opens this presentation, I'm going to be now opening it in incognito window, so it basically doesn't realize that I am the one who is opening this link, so it might as well be Tim. But now, Tim has opened the link, and I get the information here. It says viewed once. This means that once Tim opened this link. Now, if Tim opens it another time, I am again able to see it from here. So this is really useful information, especially in sales. If you're sending out an offer with Seidat, then you might just want to check if the customer or prospect is opening the offer. It might mean that they are interested, or it also might mean that they are going through the service that you're offering inside the company or whatever. I have been doing sales and I know that this information is valuable. Now, let's say that I'm using this link as an offer, or this presentation as an offer. So maybe the offer is going to expire. I can also expire this presentation the same date as the offer is expiring. I can do it by just simply pressing this little calendar button here, pressing, okay, 31st of October will be the last day this offer is valid. And if Tim now tries to open this link after the 31st, he will not be able to do that. It will only show a black page that says that this presentation has expired. Also, let's say that Tim has been now going through this presentation and okay, this is very interesting, blank page, common solution, significant, whatever. Tim said that he's not interested in this stuff that I'm showing. Well, maybe I don't want to share my materials with him then anymore. Then I can just press this delete share button. Yes, I'm sure. And now when Tim tries to again open the link, he cannot. It will show presentation not found. So with PDFs or whatever you have been using before, Word documents, you are not able to delete the share. You can just wish that they no longer use the material you have sent to them. Maybe it's old material, maybe it's just something that you don't want people to share outside after the offer has expired or whatever. All right. Now, basically, this link has the same presentation that I have here. So you should note that if you make any changes to this presentation, the changes will be also shown in the link. So now I'm going to add this nice star here and press save slide and I opened the link before here. So now I have it the same presentation and the star can be shown here. So if I now go and delete the star and press save, it will also be deleted from that presentation. So this can be useful if you want to update, for example, an offer you have been talking on the phone and they said that they need some things to be changed in the offer. You can just do it in the same presentation and say that, hey, the same link still works, that I have updated the information. Also, when you are presenting, let's say that you're gonna go through some project, for example, with the customer, and you're talking the same time you're presenting, you might just add here, as we talked, we start on November, and then press save. And as you're presenting this, it will be updated there too. And the customer might be, oh, how can you do this? Like, this is impressive. At least that is what I have heard from our customers, what kind of comments they get when they're presenting with Seidat and making changes while the presentation is still on. Now, we still have some things here in the shared section. We have Seidat link, which we went through. So always name this link, and this is for the situations where you want to share the material and be sure that the customer or the respondent can open the link and go through the material by themselves. Then Seidat live for the situations where you want to present your materials and make sure that you are all on the same page. Then we have last two things, direct share. So this is meant for those situations where you want to be sure that the person you share this material with is the only one who can open this. So if I now press here, share with user, it will ask me an email. So here I'm going to send this to Tim once again. So tim@seidat.com, expiration date 31st, and then optional message. Hi, here's the materials. Now send email and share. Now Tim will get an email that says the message and that it says that Emma wants to share material with you. If Tim has previously used Seidat, he will just press that okay, open the materials or open the presentation, and then he would have to sign in with his Seidat account to his Seidat, and then he will be able to see the materials. So basically, that's how we make sure that Tim is the only one who can open this presentation, because it goes to Tim's email, and Tim has to first sign in before he can open the materials. The thing here is that if Tim wouldn't have a Seidat account yet, he could create one in the process. It will take approximately 20 seconds to create a Seidat account while they open direct share materials. But I also understand if you rather not want your customers to take an extra step just to open your materials, then you use Seidat link. Now, then sometimes you might be in situations where you don't have internet connection, or maybe your customer said that, hey, we need the presentation as PDF, as we need to put it into our CRM, or whatever is the reason. If you need to export your Seidat presentations or use them offline, it happens from here. Export/PDF. First, we have Seidat for offline use. So if you want to have a Seidat presentation while you're in the plane or in a safari or whatever, where you don't have internet connection, you press this Seidat for offline use, download presentation, and then you will have fully functioning Seidat presentation at your computer. Obviously, all the stuff that is embedded from the internet, so for example, websites, will not be working. Then presentation as PDF. So if we want to have a PDF, we don't need the quality to be good, as it's just going to be an attachment in our CRM. We will choose a lower quality and then press export. That's how you get the PDF. Simple as that. So now we have gone through how to create presentations and how to share them. If you have any questions, please use the chat. It is open, or just open up your microphone and I will be answering you out loud from here. If not, and if you have a feeling that maybe you get some questions after this webinar, you can find many answers from our support page. So support page can be found at any Seidat theme by simply pressing this little button here and then support site. Also, if you want to ask questions from our chat, just press this button here and we will answer you shortly. Now, if you like this webinar, please come to other webinars too, as we have a lot of webinars. All of them can be found from our website in the webinar section. And if the webinar has been already held, you can just easily get the recording by pressing sign up and join and putting your credentials here. We have 4 minutes left, and I promise that if we have time, we're going to go through the analytics, and that is something that we're going to do really shortly right now. So basically, you are able to see the in-app analytics in Seidat. The in-app analytics mean that you can see the opens of any presentation from your Seidat theme. But if you want to go further than that, you can also, for example, attach your Google Analytics, maybe Hotspot, maybe you have Lead Feeder, whatever analytics platform you're using, you can most likely attach them to your Seidat theme. Now I'm gonna show you what, for example, Google Analytics looks like after it has been attached to your Seidat. So this is an example from Google Analytics, from a Seidat theme that has been that is tracked by Google Analytics. From here, you can see more in-depth info of how people view your presentations. So basically, this is just like any other website. You can see here, this is myyntiesitys, so sales presentation 2019. Nora, this means that this is the presentation's name. Then we can see page views, how many of them were unique, and how much time were spent on the page. So if you want to figure out which slide in your presentation is most interesting to your viewers, then just look at this average time spent on page, and then you can see that okay, it's the pricing page. What a surprise! And then you can be you can now know more about your presentations. If you want to have Google Analytics in your presentation, if you in your Seidat team, if you need any help, please don't hesitate to ask. Put any questions to our chat, and we will answer them. That's all from today. I would like to invite you guys to follow us on social media. That's how you figure out what we're doing on daily basis, and also figure out when we're having next webinars. Thank you from my side. If you have any questions, I am still gonna be here in the chat answering your questions. But if not any questions, if you don't have any questions, then have a great rest of the day. Thank you. Marcel, questions? You speak in Finnish already, that's good.
Just a bit. So,
Koska nähdään me enempi esitystä liikevaihto? That doesn't make sense, unfortunately.
oh, sorry. I'm just beginning to finish. But when are gonna have more webinars about sales? Because I'm an engineer myself. I'm interested more in the sales part than the technical part. It's easier for me.
Yeah, all of these user training webinars are basically about more of the technical stuff. So about sales, we have a webinar in just a second. I'm gonna switch to English website. We had one of hybrid sales. No, okay, it was in Finnish, so it's gonna be October 26th.
Let me see if I got
Yeah,
it
it's called
here.
Success in
Yes.
Succeed in
Yes.
Hybrid Sales. So it's gonna be October
Okay.
26th, so in a week.
In a week, let me see the day if I'm gonna be able to see it. Oh, uh, October 26th. Which day is October